right, so NJ Urban Fisher, I want to do a quick video on how to set up a method rig. I'll do another video later on how to set up a zig rig, but today I had a question from a couple of people at the lake on how to catch carp and basically what am I using. So this is a little quick tutorial what I use. This is a method feeder. You can buy them online and you don't necessarily have to buy. You can kind of pack it around a weight if you wanted to. I like the method feeder because it has these ribs. So when you pack in that pack bait, it pretty much stays in those ribs and you can throw it out as hard as you want and it's not going to just fall apart anywhere in the lake. And basically, once you finish your setup, you take your hook and you push it down inside. So let me grab some pack bait so I can do everything and show you everything in one video. All right, so I have some pack bait here. Watch the video on how to make the pack bait. Mine is pretty simple. It consists of oatmeal, jello, corn, and either panko or breadcrumbs. I kind of prefer breadcrumbs now because it's a little bit cheaper. And whenever you squeeze it, let me squeeze it here, it should make like a little ball. And that's how you know you're gonna have the right consistency. If it falls apart, just add a little bit of water until you get it to right where you can mold it. All right, so the hooks. Let me go over the hooks here. I buy the pre-made hair rigs online. I like to make them too when I do have time to make them because I believe I can make them a lot better than what you could buy online. This is how it comes when you buy it online. So it comes with a leader, a little swivel there, and then the other side has the hair rig. So again, that's how it's supposed to sit in the water when you're catching a carp. Your bait's going to be up top, held on by a little stopper, a bait stopper, and then the hook is down here. So remember, when you're catching carp, and you will catch catfish this way too, but you won't have to deal with a lot of other nuisance fish that you don't want. So usually your bait's going to be up here. They're going to grab the bait, suck it in, and then they're going to spit it out. And then they usually set hook on themselves as they're spitting it out. All right, so let me go through, do this complete setup. So imagine that this is your reel on your rod. You're pulling it out, and this is braid. I'm using 20-pound braid here. Yeah, you could kind of see that there. But nevertheless, this is how you're going to start. So imagine this is my reel, and I'm just going to cut this off just to get a nice clean edge here. And this is the method feeder. So to take the method feeder apart, this is a detangler to kind of keep it from getting tangled. And then this little tube here slides out. This is what I do a little bit different than what other people may do. There's a little swivel in here. I take that out and just pull on that and that little swivel should come out. All right, so now it's out of there. So that's empty. I'm just gonna put it right back together. First thing you wanna do, take the anti-tangler, put it on, pointing towards the reel. So it should be pointing towards the reel right now. All right, so that's on. So that's on right there. Again, pointing towards the reel. Now I'm gonna slide this through the method feeder. Again, you can buy these online. I will put a link here for it. The ones that I recommend is the one that comes in a pack of 8. All right, and for the hooks, I like to buy the hooks, and I go size 4. You choose whatever hook size you want, but I like 4 because I usually catch big carp and big catfish. I don't catch the smaller carp that I see people catch, like the 5-pounders, 6-pounders, so on. My average carp size is usually 10 pounds and up. So take the method feeder and you're going to feed it through. So I'm taking my line, I'm feeding it through, and then it comes out on the other side. So once it's on the other side, this is where I differ a little bit from everybody else. I like these little beads. I think I got these from Walmart. I take the smallest one, and I just want this to absorb some of the shock. So all the shock does not go to the knot. So I'm gonna put this on here and slide it down. All right, 1 second. All right, so I have that bead there. And then what I do, I like to take a very small swivel. Hopefully I have another small one in here, yeah. Small swivel with a clip. swivel with the clip. The reason why I do that is because if for any reason I lose a hook, I have a snapping turtle and I just decided I don't want to try to get the hook out, I may just cut the line. I can just quickly undo this clip here and put on another zig rig, or I'm sorry, hair rig, and I'll be ready to go. So let me just clean this one up a little bit. And I'm just taking off, because I used this one before, just taking off the little bit of braid that's still here. Okay. So now I have my little loop. And I just use a simple polymer knot. If you don't know how to tie a polymer knot, it's very hard for me to show you on camera. Just quickly go online, type in how-to knots, and there's many descriptions on how to make knots. But I'm gonna try my best here to show you. So I take it and I loop it. So I have a little loop there. I make the loop as small as possible so I can squeeze it through the eye of the swivel here. So I'm going to squeeze it through the eye to swivel. And it's like that right now. And then I'm just going to make a simple loop. Simple loop. And then I'm going to pull the knot through the loop. So now I have a little simple knot there. And then with the loop that I have here, that little loop that I have there, I'm going to take this swivel and bring it through that loop. All right. And then that's pretty much done. I would say wet this a little bit and then pull it tight. And you're done. Take the little excess, whatever's left over. You don't have to cut it really close. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, the carp can see it. I've never had that problem. So until I run into that problem where I start losing or don't catch fish within the first 10, 15 minutes like I normally do, then I'll change up. But other than that, I'm going to stick with this strategy. So I have the swivel here. I have the bead, method feeder, and that's pretty much the setup using the method feeder. All right, so that's pretty much how you would set it up, or how I set it up. And the bead here stops it from getting stuck in there. So when a fish comes and grabs the bait and then hooks itself, it runs. I like it to pull out of here and just run. I don't want it to stay here because that's too much weight kind of bouncing around very close to the mouth, which can kind of throw your hook. So again, I'm going to take this little part here and push it in here. And that's the setup. And that's how I would throw that in the water. But I'm not going to stop here. So now I'm going to add a hook. And again, being that I'm buying these from the package this way, this is pretty long. But again, I haven't had a problem with it being this long. This is about, gosh, about 5 to 6 inches long. I like them about 3. But again, if I want to keep things moving fast, I just want to clip it in. Because if not, I would have to cut this off. So I just clip it in, close the clip, then I'm set to fish. All right, so when you buy your hooks, make sure it comes with a free baiting needle. There's also a little drill thingy here that they'll give you if you want to core something out. All right, so what I would say, make sure it comes with these 2 things for free, with whatever pre-made hair rigs that you buy. So with that being said, I have some fake corn here. I don't use fake corn. I use real corn. It gives me better results. I've used the pop-ups. I've used the floating maize. Maybe it's too big because it's maize. Maybe I should get the smaller ones. But I have great results using just real corn, and I dye it pink. All right, but nevertheless, take your baiting needle now. These are like little rubber silicone types of corn. Push it through, get another one, push it through. Then you're going to your hair rig. There's a loop already in the hair rig. All you're gonna do is grab that little loop like that, flip the little metal part down, and then push them down onto the hair rig. There is a little stopper there. What I like to do before I put on the corn, bring the stopper down. Just bring it down a little bit for now. Push on the corn, and then you'll have a nice big loop up there. All right, so let's see. Got my nice big loop now. Now you want to put in a type of bait stopper. There's this one here, which is more like a barrel type one. You can push it in here like so, rest it a little bit there, and then pull it down. There's also this other kind, which I kind of like better. And this one here, this is what they look like. That's that little clip there. So same concept. I'm going to take this one out. But the yellow ones here, I think holds a little bit better. So I take it, I put it in, and there's a little groove in there. Give a little tug, and it gets stuck in that little groove. Then you pull the corn towards it, that little groove, and then it kind of disappears in there. Then lastly, you bring your little bait stop there, the other side of it. It's like a little, I don't know, but nevertheless, that helps it stay together. And that's your hair rig. So that's how it's going to look in the water. So again, when carp grab your corn, they're grabbing it here. Look at where the hook is, nowhere near their mouth. They call it a hair rig so it doesn't startle them. And then what they usually do, they ingest it to the back of their mouth. And then maybe they may feel the hook at this point, but now they're just trying to spit everything out. And when they spit it out, your hook is already backwards. So it basically catches them, usually in the lower lip. That's how they get caught. And then they go for a run. And if you ever watch the videos, these runs, they're going for like 20, 30 feet and longer. They'll run over the whole lake because they got something in their mouth and they're trying to get rid of it. And this is where they're going to go for bushes and all these other things to try to get it caught off of them. So let me go back to finishing up the pack bait. Making a mess in the house, unfortunately. Pack bait. I like to squeeze it when I reach in the bag. And I like to make a little log out of it. So I'm making a little pack bait log like that. And this is how I put it on the feeder. So the line is there dangling down. I leave that part there. I take the pack bait and I smash it into the ribs of the feeder. And I kind of just ball it all up. And that's what it looks like when I push it in. I still have another small part in my hand. That's important, what I'm going to use it for. Then what I do, I take the corn. I set it right in the center. I push down a little bit here on the hook. I want the corn to sit right there in the center. I don't want it to fall to either side. All right, so just pushing down a little bit. I like to build up. I don't like to push down because if you push too far down, you can get your hook caught in the ribs down there. So always build up, but don't push it too far down. Then I'm taking that remainder part that I had and I'm just packing it on top, but I'm pushing the sides. I'm not pushing down. So if anything, I'm raising the whole thing up, but I'm not pushing it down where the hook can get caught. So once I kind of feel comfortable that everything's together, almost like Play-Doh, that's what I would throw out in the lake. So you can see other kernels of corn there. And you have the fake corn. So when the fish come, and this is sitting on the bottom, the cool thing about the method feeder, when it goes in the water, the bottom part here has a weight inside of it. That's going to make it sit on the bottom of the lake like so. So then they're going to come by and have like a frenzy. A lot of fish are going to come for this. Catfish, turtles, everything is going to come for this. So you will catch snapping turtles sometimes. You will catch a lot of catfish, but if you're trying to catch carp, this is how you're going to do it. So as the water is starting to hit this, it's starting to break down as well. It's getting soft. So eventually when they come and they grab the corn, the fake corn in here, then again, the carp's going to take it to the back and it's going to spit it out, and that's how it's going to hook itself. So hopefully that helps. This is a pack bait. This is my setup. It's no secret. I watch many people do the same thing. The only thing different with me, I have this little bit longer leader here. You don't need it to be that long, but nevertheless for me, it's quicker when I just grab it off of my hooks that I already pre-purchased. Again, if I have time, I'll go and make my own. Maybe one day I'll make a video of that, but Sometimes it's just cheaper to buy them already pre-made. Again, the only downside is they have a longer length than what I suggest, but it's still going to catch you fish. That's not going to pretty much be a big problem, and it's not going to get you caught up. And the way that I do it, remember, the line is at the bottom here. So you're not going to have any issues with getting snagged up in your feeder because everything's sitting at the bottom. Let me just pop this off and see if I can unbreak it down. So again, the hook is here. I'm just laying the hook there. The corner is sitting there, like so. And then I'll just push it in. And here's that little extra part. Let me just set it back there again. All right. And then I'll just push it all down and mold it together. The molding part's important, especially if you're throwing out far. Some people may only throw out 10 to 15 feet. The carp that I look for, they're always near grassy areas, so I have to sometimes throw almost 100 yards sometimes. But nevertheless, if you're casting that far, make sure you pack it nice and good so it doesn't want to come apart. That's pretty much it. So again, method feeder, pack bait, hair rig. NJ Urban Fisher. Click subscribe, click like.